All right, everybody, we're live right here at the Live Well here at Fish, North Georgia. We are so glad you guys could join us tonight. We haven't seen you guys in a couple of weeks. Took a little time off over the holidays. So first off, I hope you guys had a very, very good holiday season, a very Merry Christmas and all that. It was for all of us, and we're just glad to be back and be a part of your evening this Thursday evening. And looking forward to getting 2025 started off and get back into the groove with a lot of great episodes. We got a lot coming up, a lot to talk about, But tonight we brought back a fan favorite, old Jonathon Farmer right there in all his glory right there. And of course, I got Father Time, Kevin Thornton right beside me, and Mr. Tony Cullum back there and all his glory right there. We got Dave Aldridge over there monitoring the football game. Looks like Notre Dame's getting ready to score. As Penn State got the ball. Penn State's got the ball. So, guys, hey, listen, we like football too. We know we're competing a little bit with that tonight. But for those of you that are here, hey, we appreciate it. And let's go ahead and hit our sponsors. Let's start it off right, and we'll get down to the talk. That's Trip Palmer and the guys at Sonar Pros, the official sonar installer of the Live Well, 770-530-4505. With all the news about the pros lately, hey, guess where a lot of them guys get their boats rigged at? And that is with Trent and the guys. And I'm telling you what, he's posting a lot, and he's showing a lot of boats. He's really busy off Highway 369. So if you want it done right, the first time, Sonar Pros is your guys. And now, I've been waiting to talk about this. Lip sticker fishing. Everybody knows Kevin Underwood's associated with this, but he's doing something different. Now, if you follow him on Facebook, all that, you see the pictures. But now he's got a Patreon where you can watch him. If you're a member of his Patreon, he does live fishing, and you're seeing what he's doing. He's using it to teach where you might not be able to be on the water with him, but you can be live in the boat with him. So call or text him at 678-459-8419 or email him, Kevin, at lipstickerfishing.com. And of course, the best rod sleeve on the market, Evolve Fishing. The rod sleeves, by far the best we've ever used, I'm telling you, it's one of the few products I think is worth the money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, don't you agree with that, Tony, back there?
Absolutely agree. Love mine.
Love it. So I tell you what. So we got them here at Fish North Georgia, or you can go to evolvefishing.com. They float. Your hooks don't get stuck in them. You eliminate all the mess. It's just the best on the market. So we appreciate those. And, of course, I think right now Money Saver Lure Retriever is the best plug knocker, lure retriever, however you want to say it, on the market as well. I have guys, as the word gets out, that are starting to use them. They're sending me pictures of it actually working. And I had somebody send me one the other day. This thing right here, it goes through the water like a little mini torpedo. You can buy the cheaper ones, but I'm telling you, if you want those expensive plugs back, the Money Saver Lure Retriever. And now we got the legend, Mr. Bill Payne. Of course, if you're in the Allatoona area, Bill Payne Guide Service, 706-280-2305. Hey, he's been a guest on the show a lot. He's one of the favorite guests we have on here. Man, probably forgot more today than I've learned in a lifetime. He's that good. Also, he does smallmouth trips seasonally, and he does the sonar, and he kind of uses it a little bit differently too, where he talks about structure and everything. He does those sonar trips. If you want to get those set up just right, check out Mr. Payne, 706-280-2305. And, of course, the kid coming up, Mr. Brooks Anderson, one of my favorite people in the entire fishing industry. He specializes his guide service. He'll do whatever you want, but he's really good with the younger high school, college anglers, those wanting to get a kickstart on their learning, especially on Lake Lanier and the spotted bass, and explaining to them why spotted bass do what they do and how to go after them, what techniques. So check him out at Brooks Anderson Fishing, and we absolutely appreciate them. And, of course, behind me, hit the wide shot back there if we got on there. Turner Tires, 706-253-3339 in the Jasper, Georgia area. If you're looking for a good local shop with good people for your tires and brakes and alignment, Turner Tire, they are the people for you. And again, Brock's a guy like us. He loves to fish. So we'll do a couple more later on in the show, but we're going to get started. Guys, we've missed you. I've missed doing the show. It's kind of, you get in the habit of doing something every Tuesday or Thursday night, and then you take a few weeks off, and it's like, hell, I'm glad I remember just the sponsors and everything. So
vacation's over with.
Vacation's over. It's time to get to work. So how was your holidays, though? Was it good?
They were good holidays.
Very good. How about you, Jonathan?
We stayed at home sick all.
Hey, pull up them comments there for me. Let's see who's joined us tonight so far. all the way up there in the right-hand corner. Yeah, we got to get everybody back in the groove, don't we, Tony? Right there. So scroll on up. I don't want to miss anybody from the start. So there's Nick B. Hey, man, appreciate you. Ron Swinford. War Eagle the best. I appreciate the card you sent me. Absolutely 100%. You don't know that card that you sent me. You have no idea how that made me feel. And so I appreciate that. I've been sharing it, and it really that hit me here, and it helps inspire everything. So Phil just passed by. All you guys, Brian Justin's Gone Fishing with Diaz. What's up, man? Everybody. Look at that. Oh, Fred Ashcraft. He's jumping right into the questions here. And I'll tell you, before I read this question, you can leave it up, Tony, but here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Of course, we're going to answer your questions, talk about wintertime bass fishing. We're also going to talk about the MPFL's lineup. They just dropped who's fishing in that. And I mean, good Lord. I mean, the names, man, that are going to be on that. So definitely impressed with the lineup they got. And then we may jump into the co-angling issue. Kevin brought that up before the show. And, of course, we'll have the Serve IT question of the week. You'll get a Berkeley Stunner tonight if you answer Kevin's impossible question.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. It's improbable.
No,
Let's jump right on into
it's a good question.
It is a good question. So, Fred Ashcraft, when is the best time of year to book a guide to fish Lanier and come by the shop, Danny? Well, I'll answer the come by the shop. Generally Monday through Friday, Saturday if I'm not fishing. Tuesday and Thursday nights we stay open till 7:45 before we actually sit down and do the podcast. And then on Wednesday and Friday, it's generally 8 to 5. So any of those times. But I guess to book a guide, there's not really a bad time on Lanier. What would you say is the best time there, Farmer?
I'd say it all depends on what you want to learn. If you want to be an offshore guy, you want to learn the offshore game, it's going to be your wintertime or dead of summer. If you want to learn the shallow game and the herring spawn, it's going to be in the spring.
Yeah.
It's just what do you want to learn?
And fall just sucks.
I like fall. If you want to learn how to crankbait fish, go in the fall, or buzzbait fish, go in the fall.
Yeah, I got that. So I guess, Fred, how about you pop back in the comments what you're wanting to learn? That would kind of help us. So Southeast Georgia kayak bass fishing. Good evening to you, Tony Watkins. What's up, my man? Had the pleasure of meeting him the other day, and I will tell you this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out. I will do the actual promo for them, but I met him and his bride, and it was absolutely a pleasure to have you here at the shop. And what you guys are doing to help out the fishing community is admirable. We need more people like you. So, Luke Turner, what's up, buddy? Larry Strong, all you guys. Fred, at the MPFL line is stacked. Looks interesting. Let's start there. Start throwing out some of the names you guys read. And Tony, get that mic on you too, so y'all can chime in. You pulling it actually up?
I'm just looking at something real quick.
You had some heavy hitters come out.
You had some of the big names of past years. I mean, you had Swindle. You've got Worldwide. You've got
Hank Cherry.
Jason Christie.
Jason
Christie. You've also got Hackney's going to the MPFL.
Scott Suggs.
The flipper himself.
Yeah. What was that rookie's name?
Tyler Williams.
Tyler Williams. Brandon Cobb's going too. So, I tell you what, so I'm gonna say this, and because if you guys have been watching this for a while, I didn't like when the MPFL come up with their new rules. I didn't, and I was kind of vocal about it, but I've warmed up to it a lot because we just have good relationships with some of the anglers that were affected by it. Yeah, Kyle Welcher is fishing it. He fished it last year, Angler of the Year, and he's gonna do it again. They lost a couple, but
Will Harkins still in there.
Will Harkins is still in. The big thing was, I guess everybody was waiting to see if those pros from the elites and all that if a lot of them were going to come over.
See if they were going to move.
And they did move. And now you've been a supporter of how the MPFL did. I watched an older podcast that we had. I was looking for some clips, and you were like, you loved what they did and how they stood by it.
That's the reason
how they stood by it.
They just wanted to see what was going to happen. They didn't know which way they really wanted to go yet. But when they made their rule changes, they didn't change. They didn't They didn't flex at all.
Okay. So real quick, Mason, if you and Alyssa are coming by, just come up to the front door and knock. We'll let you in, and she can watch that. Brittany Fowler, and I know that's not Brittany, but they didn't move per se. They fished in both circuits. That's true. That's true. You're right. And I guess moving is not the right way to say it, but they did come over to fish it. I knew Welcher and Cook and quite a few others did it last year. They fished both of them, but it's going to be interesting to see if the conventional wisdom of guys that say these old timers, and I say old timers, I shouldn't say that. How about the established names, if they could ever get in a league where it was just man rod, no forward facing sonar, that they would dominate. I still am not convinced, because I know some of these guys that are known as scopers and they can fish anywhere and everywhere. But it is going to be more interesting. They're going to get plenty of views with that lineup. Will you be watching it?
I'll watch it more than I did last year.
You watch it more than you did last year. Yeah, Mason, she can come on by. Tyler Williams was told he couldn't beat them without forward facing, so he said he's going to prove it. And good for him. Good for him. That's the big thing is I often argue with people on social media, and I try not to argue, so let's just say I debate a little bit, when they say these kids that have grown up with nothing but forward-facing sonar couldn't catch this, couldn't catch that. That's all that. And I don't believe that. I know there may be some in high school levels and college levels that are like that. But to me, in my mind, when you get to the elite level, the NPFL level, something like that, MLF, whatever, you're not an average angler. I mean, you've proven your skills in a variety of ways. I don't think one person can just show up and be a scoper and be successful long term.
I don't either. You
got to be able to know all of that. So they would get way more views if they made watching it easier and just go live on YouTube. That's been one of the problems. Now I'm not
coverage was sparse at times.
It was fixed TV, and that's a streaming platform, and that was one of the things. I don't know how they're going to do with how many cameras they're going to be on boats this year. I know that the president, Brad Fuller, put out a statement on their Facebook page yesterday or the day before addressing that in the comment section, saying, and I think that's been one of the big complaints. Now, we would watch it, especially if Trent or one of the guys that we knew were fishing and the camera was on their boat. I was much more apt to watch it then because I had that connection with that guy. But it's going to be interesting, and I guarantee you their first tournament's going to be, if they do it right, and they get it to where people can watch it, that's going to make or break it.
That's the whole problem with their series right now. It's just the TV.
Yeah, they get that figured out. I've always liked the format. I've always liked, the people fishing it and all that. I always thought, and I tell you what, so what did they say, 118 anglers?
118, 120 last year.
Okay, so 120 last year, 118. So it's going to be interesting to see if those guys can that were the NPFL guys, how they react to all the new blood coming in.
Why do you think those guys moved?
Why?
Yeah.
Jonathan, I'm going to let you answer that question first. Why do you think those guys decided to fish the NPFL?
Those other pros that moved over that weren't fishing last year. Let's put it that way.
Do you think it's the challenge, or do you think they feel it's more competitive?
I think the established names that made a living or made their name doing the flipping and pitching without the forward facing sonar, it's a comfort level for them. They can go back to competing, doing what got them there in the first place.
Yeah.
They can go back to their comfort level. Right now, it's not that they can't scope. It's same thing with, I'm nowhere near the caliber of angler they are, but it's same thing with me. If I have the choice, I'm going to go shallow.
Your comfort zone.
It's my comfort zone.
Right.
I struggle out in 50 plus foot of water.
Yeah. It's, you're a power guy too.
Another income source too.
Well, another income source is very, very big.
Because we know the money's not all that great.
You're talking about in
any of the tournament trails.
Yeah. And the NPFL's always seemed like it paid down 40 spots or something like that. It paid a good bit.
Paid way down, yeah.
Yeah, it paid way down. Okay, Dave, you answered Fred's question. Lanier's fire, especially in April. 100%.
I saw Fred's question up there. He's just wanting to learn how to catch spotted bass. If you're just trying to learn how to catch spotted bass, he's the one that asked about the guide service.
Yeah.
Go anytime. Go
Yeah,
whenever.
there's not a bad time.
Go
over there.
whenever you want to go to learn how to catch spots, because
Not tomorrow.
Yeah, but not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Well, you know what?
hey,
It
they
might
actually
be
may
great.
they'd be biting tomorrow.
They would be
It's
biting.
just you won't get out of the lake
That's it.
whenever.
Yeah,
it
them,
comes
you reckon
time
that
to go.
ramp will be iced up a little bit?
Ice, yeah, but just book a guide to take you out there and teach you how to target spots, because you can target spots more than you can target largemouth.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So,
And I tell everybody, I am the king of the 2-pound spotted bass on Lake Lanier. It's those 4 and 5ers I can't catch consistently. So if I can go out there and put a boatload of 2-pounders in there, you can too. And there really is not a bad time.
not for spots.
Not for spots. They're always spots are just an easy date.
I mean, Kevin's catching 20 pounds almost every day he goes. So
Mhm.
He
All
does.
right, I start saying
He does. That's what kind of lead into that. He does that. And the guys, Brooks and all them,
And most of them are spots too.
they are. They'll show a picture of a big largemouth occasionally, but I like Warren Barnes' comment right there. It's more of a grassroots circuit. That's the lure that attracts me anyway. Excuse me. And that was what has always attracted me. I always put it as the working man circuit, because a lot of them guys own companies. They have jobs like that. What will be interesting to see is how much sponsorship money they can bring into the NPFL. Now, you got some names. It's like going to the bank with no credit or going to the bank with a 780 credit score. You're more apt to get that with a 780. So it'd be interesting.
But
now,
is the NPFL still open to, say, anybody that applies to go now, or is it more now you have to qualify?
well, is it so they
It's
don't
an
have a
interview
qualifier
process, isn't it?
Well,
It's
right now, a lot of them they'll invite, or if I wanted to do it,
Yeah.
I could fill out the application, tell them I got the money, but they still vet you as who you are, because they don't really want any bad apples, involved in that. So as of right now, I believe that's the way it is. But it will be interesting to see if it turns into that.
Is it going to turn
have to
into something
qualify.
like the elites or something like that, where you have to fish a smaller tournament trail and dominate in that smaller tournament trail to qualify for like the NPFL?
Yeah. Hey, pull up that one comment from Shop Life. It's one up from Tony Watkins right there. They moved because they can't compete in the elites anymore. Now that is now whether you agree or disagree with that, that is what a lot of people will say or believe. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to get back to their kind of fishing and try to do it all natural. I mean, you still can use the 360 and regular sonar.
If you watch a lot of the elites now, and you got your true blue scopers that are the ones winning, the ones that are not the true blue scopers, they're going to their comfort stuff first.
Yeah.
And then having to go out there and do it. They're not just automatically going out there offshore and just fishing for 5 or 6 bites and scoping all day and going, oh, there's a big one.
Right.
And try and catch that fish.
Right.
They're going down the bank, flipping every piece of structure, going, there should be a big one here. Oh,
Yeah.
No, there should be
You
a
think
big
the
one here.
sponsorship might have had something to do with
Well,
that?
so that was what I was getting ready to ask you guys. Are they here? You letting them in? That was something that I was going to say is, say Angler X in the Elites has a Humminbird sponsorship, and now he's going over the NPFL. I mean, really, they're only taking away the live and everything. So I was just curious.
But what about the other sponsorships? Rapala or any of the other major tackle suppliers? If they didn't have a minnow bait, everything else was out of the picture. Fishing any of the other circuits.
So you're saying that more of your traditional kind of baits coming
because
back?
they can use an array of baits now instead of just scoping, which is usually a minnow
And
bait or a
Mason.
jerk bait.
Put your hat on for a second.
She said she wants your signature. I need a signature.
You want my
I need
signature?
everybody's signature. Y'all are famous.
Grab a
Oh.
Sharpie. I'll sign the thing.
And I post it on Facebook.
And you can post it on Facebook right there. Bring it here. We'll sign that thing. You ready to sign your first autograph? That's not
That's
a
not
bill.
my first.
Who'd you sign an autograph to?
I signed a lot of Mike Ditka.
Huh?
I signed a lot of Mike Ditka.
You signed autographs to Mike Ditka?
I want to look like contest when I was younger.
And yeah, people thought you were Mike Ditka.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, they did.
Oh, good Lord.
You got the moose
Had him a
set,
picture
huh?
made with him. I'll show you.
Yeah. Right there. All right, Kevin. Sign it right there. Ain't this funny? Right there.
I might could sell it.
Yeah. Help.
Get some
You have
money.
to pay somebody to buy that thing.
I'll pay you.
You'll pay me?
Yeah.
Shit. Listen, if you right there.
Who
Sign it, Farmer. Sign it, Farmer.
Who would want your signature?
We just ruined.
Nobody
that.
wants my
We
signature.
just ruined a good hat. You know that?
I'll give her another one.
Okay.
I'll give her another one. She's wearing that thing and posting on it. I'm gonna hire her, but go get Tony's autograph too back there. He's important.
We need you on the line.
Yeah. So he is. He's got a camera back there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was. You're right. I was thinking more of when you said sponsorship. I was thinking, well, how did the sonar guy? If they got a sonar sponsorship, how
If
did
it's
they
a minnow bait or a jerk bait, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Everything
There
else
you
is
go.
thrown out of the picture. You don't see them throwing a spinner bait out there in the middle of the water.
No, I hope we made you happy there, girl.
well, I mean, you said Rapple. I mean, they're known for their crankbaits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can scope with a crankbait, but it's difficult.
it is. It is. I get it.
I mean, I do it. I mean, and I'll be the first one, but I power fish it.
I know how you. Yeah.
I will take a deep diving crankbait and throw it out there and blow a bait ball up that's got fish in it. And when the bait ball scatters, the only thing that's left is that crankbait, and those fish just destroy it.
Tony back there on nodding at the head too,
Hey,
like
the
that.
jig and the crankbait was how I learned to use it. That's the only way I could figure it out.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Speed crank.
Speed cranking. Real quick, while I got a lot of you here, I want to go ahead and tell you that next Tuesday night, January 14th, we're moving from Monday to Tuesday night. Season 2 of the Real American Road Trip, episode 1 airs, and then we'll have a new episode for 12 straight weeks. That's at 9:30, January 14th, next Tuesday night. So, I mean, that way I won't have to watch myself. You guys can go back and watch it afterwards like that when you get done with us right there. But we're going to start off in Michigan and all that. And then you'll see, if you follow it all the way through the year, at the end of the year, you will see Farmer and Dave and Tim that's here sometimes, and Ken Pruitt and all that. We end up in Gunnersville for the guys' weekend and all that. But that's on Waypoint TV. If you have Direct TV, it is now a channel on Direct TV, or you can go to waypointtv.com and watch it live there. Or as the episode airs, you can go back and watch it. Also, it will re-air every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. So you have 3 opportunities to watch it. So we're excited that season 2 is dropping. We had a lot of fun doing it, and hopefully we can do a lot more right there. So back to the NPFL talk. Tony Watkins. I believe everyone has their comfort zone. The NPFL is making it more like it used to be, maybe more primitive for lack of better words. It's old school.
Old school.
But they
fishing.
still, like Ron says, they still get to use the 360 and side imaging and all that stuff. Basically, they're just taking away the forward-facing sonar. And I have a 360. I like it. I can't tell you what in the hell a fish is on it. But as far as structure, that might be one of the best things out there for structure.
I think the next big thing is when they're going to make the 360 live.
I heard it's coming down the pipe.
And it's just going to be, you're going to be able to look all the way around your boat.
Matter of time. So tomorrow would be a great day, Ron said it would. If you can get on the water, the nastier the better. Lake Lanier, I know a lot of guys say some of the best times on Lake Lanier is during the middle of a snowstorm.
I know that's on Burton.
Burton, yeah,
Burton, you go, the nastier the weather, the better the fishing.
Yeah. Swindle said it best. At his level, it gives his mind a break from the screen and what you have to do, and gives you different options. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is right there. I see you out there, Mason. All that. It's going to be interesting. Now, when's the first tournament? Anybody know the date? I just don't have the schedule pulled up in front of me. I mean, is Sandy Cooper, though, was the first? Is it March? March or February? Well, somebody I'm sure will throw it up there. Sponsors will enjoy a crankbait winning a tournament again, or a spinnerbait or topwater. And yeah, for sure. But Rapala did kill it in sales with Crush City. So, I mean, at some point, every company's got to make an adjustment with new technology and new trends and stuff like that. So, I don't know. He flipped a black and blue jig today, Fred Ashcraft said. So how about this wintertime, since we said the jig a little bit? Yeah, Jonathan, I knew you'd kind of. What do you think? Seriously, right now, if
Yeah.
you were going,
Ken's not here. You can open up.
yeah, Ken's not here. Kim,
Oh,
Pruitt, if
I'd
you're
be
watching,
throwing a jig if I was just going fishing to go fishing, and I was
fishing to go fishing.
just going fishing to go fishing. If I was out there just looking for a big one, I'd have a jig in my hand.
Yeah.
For
Really?
sure.
Now, if you were going for numbers,
I'd probably either have a Minnow style bait like the Cast Echo or just a Kitech on a ball head jig.
yeah, that was my next question. On an underspinner, on a ball head jig,
Ball head.
working it your special way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know his special way. I can't give you up all
And,
that juice.
But if I was looking for these big largemouth that like you've been seeing on Altoona show up and Lanier and all that, I'd have a jig in my hand.
What color?
Black blue.
Bull. I know his color.
Not clean water. It's Farmer Special.
Farmer specials.
And then if
Yes.
it's dirty water, black and blue, or Ryan's, the Chef Special.
The chef special right there. Yeah, so absolutely. Robert will have a little more competition this year in the NPFL. I think he's talking about Robleski, our buddy there. Absolutely. Listen, though,
Mhm.
if you're going to fish, and I do fish tournaments here and there, I don't mind getting beat by the guys that are supposed to win. I like to go out there and just at least try to compete with them.
I like to see the guys that are supposed to be out there that are that are going to beat you. I like the competition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Makes me want it more.
Yeah. Do you think Michael Jordan enjoyed playing against the next best team in the league or like the last place team? I mean, he was going to drop. Okay, so that Penn State kicked a field goal 3-0. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, you raise your level to your competition. And a lot of teams and anglers, I think, do that. Sometimes they play down to the level. But I would much rather go take a Scott Barnes tournament on Lake Lanier. It would take the Lord coming back for me to win one of those, unless I was fishing with Kevin or something like that. But it's good to see what the other guys bring in. I'm always impressed with the sacks that they're bringing in.
It's crazy where people are winning tournaments on Lanier right now. It's not out there in the timber. It's not deep. They're shallow.
Are they? Drop the
With a
juice.
with a crankbait.
Really?
Rock crawler, the Norman, crankbaits, something with red in it.
Well, I know you like that color this time of year.
Well, it's legit. They're catching 4.5, 5 pound spots on rock right now with a red crankbait. Rock crawler.
So we're talking 10 feet and less, 15 feet or less?
Rock crawler, Little Johns, and the little Normans.
Yeah.
Well, I know that Brooks has been posting a lot of pictures, and he's talking about going that shallow game. He's getting more in that part of the thing. So
It's ridiculous the size of fish that are shallow when they should be deep right now.
Well, why do you think they're shallow?
I don't know. They're being funny this year. That's like when I posted that on the site the other day because it's been my first time out in my own boat in almost 5-6 months.
Yeah, you finally got your boat
Finally
back.
got my boat back. Well, I went out there and I left all my power stuff at home, forcing myself to go out there and learn that timber game. And I go out there and catch 5 dinks. and Kevin calls me because he saw my truck at the ramp. Okay, I put in advanced tavern. He goes, "How'd you do?" I said, "Man, I got my butt kicked out there." He goes, "Did you go shallow like you like to?" I said, "No." He goes, "That's where they're at."
Yeah. Well, even right there, Brian Justice says cranked up a 5.3 spot. It was less than 6 feet.
Didn't they move up shallow last year too?
I was getting ready to say that.
They did for a little while. I don't know why they're doing it right now because we had colder weather this year than we had
last year.
Almost all last year except for a week.
Yeah, week in November was like big time cold
in
last
the
year.
single digits, but
we have had a little bit of sun.
We've had consistent cold weather for a month now.
But it's been cold, but we've had a little bit of sun in the daytime too.
Yeah.
That's right. And so Warren Barnes, Guntersville is crazy good in the grass during weather like we are having right now. It's mind-blowing how the bass bite that shallow and freezing weather. And that, you know what, I grew up farm pond fishing and that stuff. I didn't have the experience on big waters and all that, but it was just the norm that you went deer hunting in the fall, you didn't fish through the winter, and then you fished spring and summer. You could fish into the fall, but you didn't fish in the winter. And so I grew up thinking that wasn't the time. But I'm telling you what I've learned, you see more big girls in pictures No offense back there, Alyssa. But you see more big girls right now in people's hands, and I think that's crazy. I think the lake's on fire right now.
Winter time's the time to go find your PB.
100%. How many times do we see Kevin and then Brooks, clients PB, clients PB, clients PB? And that's been going on for a couple weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's spotted bass mostly, but still.
Yeah, wintertime's the time to go out there and catch your personal best.
Pull up the old mayor right there, Mr. Scott Barnes. Scott, I don't know. Yeah, right there. You're right there. I don't know why you just don't change it over to mayor on your YouTube channel. Gonna be interesting next week with our no forward facing tourney. I 100% agree with you. And I wished I could fish it. I wish I could fish it. I ain't got one of them big glitter rockets like that. So I still got my little rig, but it will be interesting to see what kind of weights you guys come up with, because I fully expect, I know people will be like, all of a sudden, unless it's just really crappy weather, wind blowing 40 or 50 mile an hour like that, I expect you're still going to see
your 20-pound bag.
I know it.
Especially since, like I said, there's a lot of big fish shallow right now.
Now, do you think that, knowing that what would we would be thinking normally if they were allowed to use their stuff? A lot of guys would still be deep, but now that's going to play right into Mr. Mayor's hands right there. I know he's a power guy. He likes to fish shallow, so it will be interesting. Scott, I wish you all the luck in that tournament. I think it's a good thing. I know our buddy Allen got this all started with the TAA, but it would be interesting. I think every local club should do at least one a year tournament, one off. No, I think it would be a good trend.
I do that in every tournament I fish.
Well, that's true. That's true. Me too. I don't have it on my electric rig.
Well, I've got it on mine. I just don't use it well enough.
Listen, the night you and I fished,
yeah,
I noticed that you looked at it for about 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then you didn't pay attention.
When you're 6 feet or less,
it was shallow. Hey, let's real quick go ahead and pull up Fishers of Hope for me real quick, and we'll get back to the comments. Right there. I want to tell you guys about one of our sponsors, Fishers of Hope. Their mission is to glorify God, be servants of his word, and to bring those in need to peace and hope that only he can bring. Guys, what this group does is they host bass tournaments, and anytime there's a need, they want to throw a need in their community, or especially if they're around Lake Chattooga area and all that, where they can help out. They just feel the call and the desire to throw a tournament and just help people out. And it is one of those organizations that I would like to help in the future here at Fish North Georgia, to help those guys grow. And I got some plans that I'm going to try to help them out a little bit with. But check them out on Facebook. Go ahead and join their Facebook page, first of all. Follow them on that. And then Fishers of Hope Ministry at gmail.com if you want to get involved with them. And again, I tell everybody, when you do something good for the community, it makes you feel better as an individual. We got enough crap going around in the news and all this to really drag you down. Make 2025 a year where you get involved with people like Fishers of Hope and any other organization where you can actually make a mark on this world, a good mark like that. So we appreciate Fishers of Hope. And again, like I said, it was a pleasure meeting you guys the other day. So balmy 28 in Rome right now. Listen, Ron, I got on an airplane yesterday morning from the Bahamas, flying out of Nassau. It was 82 degrees when I left the Bahamas yesterday. And when I arrived and was picked up outside, when my son come and picked us up last night, it was 26 degrees. So I went from some nice tropical weather to this crap. But we need it. It's wintertime here. It's supposed to. But, yeah, Scott, wish you guys the best. We're going to be following it hard here. What kind of structure is Farmer targeting
right
now? Yeah, if you're going out, what would you be targeting?
Rock.
Mm-hmm. You still wouldn't flip a jig and a blowdown or something like that?
Oh, if it's there, yeah, of course. But
yeah,
I really like to target channel swings this time of year,
right,
where they have access to deep water and shallow water quickly. They don't have to move far. They just move up, move back down, and you can reach them with a crankbait. You can reach them with a jig if you have to, and if you really have to, you can go down to that little minnows or a drop shot if you have to.
You still don't like the drop shot, do you? Like that. So stop telling people how good winter fishing is. It's peaceful out there.
It is peaceful.
Yeah, you're not going to get, well, there's the occasional jet skier
Well, I
that
say,
hasn't figured life out. They're still out
I
there.
say it's peaceful, but the other day when we were out there on Lanier and it was rainy and cloudy, it wasn't very nice out. We had 3 wake boats to go by and 2 cabin cruisers.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to have them.
I was like, what are y'all doing out here?
Yeah, but you ain't got them.
We did have a
800
jet ski. We did have a jet
There's
ski.
always
too.
that one
He
guy.
had a wetsuit on too.
Yeah, but he gets up and he's like, 28. Hell, it feels like a good day for a ride. Yeah, whatever, dude.
Brisk ride.
Shop life, we are seeing the same thing with the North Carolina spotted bass right now. Bigger ones shallow and smaller ones grouped up deep on bait. Now, you brought it up, Kevin, that last year it seemed that a lot of fish were caught shallow. And if I remember correctly, in the electric tournaments and a couple of the bigger tournaments, but I know in the electric world, especially those that went out of the Bald Ridge Marina area and all that, they were 20-plus pound bags, and they were all shallow. And they were caught on jigs.
Mm-hmm.
If you got up in Bald Ridge with the stained water, spinner bait or oh shit, what's some things called them? My mind is still on Bahama time. The thin crankbaits, jerk bait's good, but what's them things? Berkeley puts out one that
Fritz side?
Fritz sides. What the
Flat
hell?
side.
The flat sided crank.
Flat side. I could not get flat sided crankbait out of my mouth. So yeah,
Flat-sided
but
crankbait's
so they're
good
seeing
right
it
now.
there. It's global warming or something. Hell, who knows? We'll figure it out.
Well-
Follow Twitter and you'll find it.
You can also tell how long a fish has been shallow with its color too.
Yeah, explain to everybody what you mean by that.
If you catch a fish that's really light in color, ain't got hardly any color to it all, just looks pale like it's been in dirty water,
Mm-hmm.
it's been deep, and it's been deep for a while. It's just now come shallow if you caught it shallow. One that's got the real vivid colors,
The pretty ones.
the pretty ones, they're shallow. They've been shallow,
Yeah.
and that's because they have to blend in with their environment better in shallow water versus deep water because there's not as much light penetration.
You're so smart.
I am.
You are
Yeah.
smart. You're one of the better guests. I tell you what, there's 3 guests that I've gotten the most compliments on. Actually 4. Paul Driscoll, when he came on those couple of times, everybody loves old Paul. Everybody thinks he's a grumpy
love
man.
Paul.
I love that man. I got to get him back on
I
soon.
like listening to Paul.
Yeah, Brooks and Kevin are good. Everybody likes that. But they're all, those 2 are in the business, all that. But I get more compliments on your old cute face coming in. Farmer drops that juice. He's so knowledgeable.
I give you some juice then.
What's that?
Pay attention to the fish's mouth this time of year.
Red.
If you see red, throw red.
If you
They're
see red,
Those
throw
are the
red.
pinchers from
They're
Crawl.
eating crawfish.
Yep.
I love it. Pull up Scott right there. So last 2 tourneys had 20 pounds. In the first tourney, all shallow on a crankbait and worm, 15 foot or less, no scope. Last weekend, 3 shallow and 2 deep for our bag, no scope, shallow, and did use it deep, but will change. And the cold weather will make an impact. Cold weather's, but you know what? You never know. But it's still going to be interesting to see what you guys do, man.
I don't see them fish going far. I really don't, because they've had 2 or 3 cold snaps where it's been consistently cold and dropped that water temp, and they haven't gone far.
Yeah.
Everybody I've talked to, from Altoona to Notley to Lanier, there's fish shallow right now.
Yeah, and then our buddy up there, Shop Life in North Carolina, right there.
That 9, it was 9.5 or 10 pound largemouth that was caught out of Altoona a week ago or 2 weeks ago was dirt shallow, was like within inches of water.
Yeah, I know we make fun of Altoona. I know we do. We tease the guys over there. But damn, if they don't put up more big largemouth, at least what we see on social media and all that, there's always big largemouth being caught on Altoona.
Somebody's always going to come in.
But
with a big
it's
lip.
only been the last couple of years that you've really started to see it on Altoona.
Some
too.
F1s.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what, they're there now.
And they're down, 11 feet or so
Yeah,
right now. So
them fish are pretty. Tracy Coker, hope you're having a good start to your new year, buddy. It's good to see you here tonight. How cold is it up here right now? South coast of Georgia, it's 33 right now. I don't know. We're probably
25 is what I saw when I
yeah,
was coming up here.
it's nipply.
and you're in short sleeve.
He's short. Look, yeah, he's a big old country corn-fed country boy right there. So it's nipply. That's all I got to say. Let's see. Last time we caught all our fish off rock, I tried to catch some on a jig that day around trees, but no takers. So the last time that Ron and them went. So, yeah, hey, listen, Farmer says rock right now. So Eddie Hudson wants to know what size jig is Farmer using this time of year? 3/8.
3/8 if I'm using an Arky head, but if I'm dragging a football, a 1/2 ounce.
Good. Okay, there you go.
If I'm dragging a football head, it's a 1/2 ounce because I want to keep it on bottom.
It makes sense. Yeah. Do you switch more to the football heads this time of year?
I do.
You do? Yeah.
Because well, you got to think everything's cold. Not everything's moving fast this time of year. Your bait fish aren't moving fast. Your bass are still not moving near as fast as they do in the summer. Crawfish ain't either. You just drag it across. Most of the time you catch fish this time of year, just dragging a jig across the bottom. So the
Not
heavier
hopping, dragging.
Dragging.
not hopping,
Not hopping.
dragging.
Kevin says not hopping, dragging. And when Kevin speaks, we
Oh
listen.
yeah.
Ron said I had one too many rum punches in the Bahamas.
Yes,
Ron,
he did.
No, listen, honestly, this is honest truth. I did not have a single alcoholic drink in the Bahamas. Honest to goodness, did not.
I think we all find that hard to believe.
I was there for work. I was working.
Okay, I still find it hard to believe.
Number one, I couldn't afford the damn things. It's expensive. Honest to goodness, where we were staying, your average mixed drink was $50. I like a good margarita and stuff like that, but not $50 worth.
Too rich for my blood.
I told you, I was in a place that was way, way, way out of my.
They have a Playboy mansion down there.
They had a lot of girls
That's
thought they were
$50.
Playboys. They had a lot of girls walking in. They thought they were Playboy models. Some of them definitely should not have been dressed the way they were dressed. Lipsticker, what's up, dudes? Happy New Year! And again, I told you guys at the beginning of the show about Kevin's Patreon. You guys need to go join it up right there if you want to learn how to catch some megalodon spotted bass right there. He's showing you. We appreciate you, Kevin, here. Nia Mua, and I hope I pronounced that right. And if I didn't, please forgive me. Anyone hoping for a shad kill? Farmer raises
I am.
hands.
We need one so bad all in the north state of Georgia or north part of Georgia. It's ridiculous.
And explain to everybody why you're looking for a shad kill.
We have too much bait right now. We haven't had a shad kill in 3 or 4 years. And
Yeah.
we've got every spawn hatch and every bait fish out there right now. And you can go out there with side scan and idle over a place and there'll be so much bait that you can't compete with it. You can try and throw a bait down there, but you're competing with millions of other little bait fish. What
So-
makes your little fake lure look more enticing?
Because it's on the end of Jonathon Farmer's rod.
Yeah.
What-
But we need a shad kill bad.
Okay, makes sense. What about red in the fish's eyes low? You know,
that has something to do with the species of spot, or the bass itself. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with what they're eating
like that.
that I know of. I may be completely wrong. But
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with what they're eating.
Sal, what a great time to start listening, getting more of that farmer juice. That's what we need to do. You need to patent that phrase, farmer juice, right there.
Farmer juice.
That would make a good T-shirt. Come get the farmer juice right there. Ron says he'd like to see a shad kill on tuna, but not sure this will be when it happens. When does it normally happen?
It's usually late January, February when if you get one, you start seeing it.
Right.
But most of the time, it's when you get those dips when we go down into the teens and stay there,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's a shock. It shocks their system because it drops the lake so cold so quick that it
Right.
just kills them because they're not able to adapt like a bass
Do
or
you
a
think
catfish.
do you think that happens more on smaller lakes like Carter's and Notley and
I
Chattooga
say-
as it
what-
does like Lanier?
not Carter's.
Because it's so deep.
Because it's so deep and the bait fish on that lake stay so deep.
Mm.
The LYs are
That's
a deeper bait fish anyway.
That's right.
So it's not really going to happen on Carter's. It might get the thread fin if the thread fin are up, but Blue Ridge, Notley, the small Chattooga, you'll have a shad kill before say Lanier will.
Yeah, and tuna being drawn down.
Altoona is a different story. Altoona's shallower than Lanier, and it also gets dropped 17 foot. So they'll have a shad kill about the same time, say Blue Ridge.
That's
or
what I said.
Notley
So
will.
I was going to say, would you classify Alatoona in that?
Yeah.
How about like in South Georgia lakes? Just out of curiosity, did they get the shad kill like we do up here?
They do. It's
I
not
wouldn't
as I wouldn't say it is as heavy as some of the shad kills I've seen in the past up here,
Right.
but they still do get shad kills.
I got you. What about Wadawi there?
It's a deep, clear lake, so it's gonna be hard. They're gonna be deeper.
Gotcha.
You
That
might
makes
get
sense.
it,
Kevin and Sal Pinto said they've been stocking those F1s in tuna. So yeah, I mean, it's working. That's all I got to say. They just need to get the ramps fixed where they can extend them out for the anglers there, Mr. DNR guy or whoever.
That's the northern end ramps mostly.
Well, fix the northern end ramps.
Victoria,
Well, fix them.
because Victoria's classified as the tournament ramp
Yeah.
because it has the big dock that they put out there.
Yeah.
It's got
It's
enough
out of the-
parking too, though.
Yeah, and
I
it's
mean,
out of the water. It's out of the water in the winter.
Gaywood doesn't have the parking. Blockhouse doesn't have the parking.
Gatewood,
Limited parking at Galt's Ferry.
Gatewood is the only one that really can hold a fairly large tournament.
Yeah. So,
But one ramp after the lake gets so far down on that left side's closed, the left side's closed.
did they
Yeah,
close all the ramps on Lanier that they did last year?
On Tuna, you mean?
No, on Lanier. Last year, the Corps closed a bunch of
I
ramps.
know.
I
Long
don't
Hollow
know.
was closed the other day when I was over
Is it? I haven't actually been keeping up with that. I apologize to everybody for not knowing. But Ron caught 2 stalker largemouths last time in tuna. One was over 3 and the other was pushing 4. They're growing up. Yeah. Hey, listen, like I said, it seems like it's working. I see more big fish come out of tuna largemouth. I mean,
there, making me happy.
making you happy. Temples. What's up, Mr. Temples? Michael Temples. Farmer, you looking for the bigger, darker rocks on the banks? Or does it matter what you're targeting as far as rocks go?
I'm looking for your chunk rock that's been in the sun all day. I'm targeting that stuff that's been in the sun for the largest amount of the day.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be it might be only like a degree warmer, but that water's going to be a little warmer than what's around. So there's more activity there.
Makes sense. I'm going to go where it's warm. Never pull that jig off the bottom, says Sal Pinto. And ShopLife's got a good question. Carolina rig this time of year.
Oh, yeah. It works.
Absolutely.
What you pulling on the end of it? Cinco?
Lizard,
The lizard?
Lizard.
The old stand. Now, you using a big lizard or like the 4.5-inch lizard?
the standard lizard,
6-inch.
6-inch lizard?
standard lizard. Now, if
That's what I'm going to tell my wife. You're getting the standard loving tonight.
standard,
You're getting the standard. Farmer and them said it was the standard. I'm standard. What are you laughing at, Tony, back there? Huh?
Ned rig.
Ned rig.
Ned rig.
That's what I'm saying. Baby, I'm going to give you the standard. She's going to go, yeah, you probably are. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself right there. I probably just shocked somebody's wife and they're like, turn that crap off. Okay, but Carolina rig, man, you know what? The longer we do this, the more people I find throw Carolina rigs still, but they don't talk about it.
Old ball and
The old
chain.
ball and chain right there.
It
So,
still works.
yeah.
Heck, I've got a buddy of mine that throws it on a spinning rod because he doesn't throw it a big heavy one.
Yeah.
He throws just a finesse style one with a little zoom finesse worm on the back, and he throws like a 3/8 ounce or a 1/4 ounce weight.
Really like almost like a finesse Carolina rig.
finesse, and
What it
he
is.
Yeah.
whacks them on it.
Usually throws it shallow too.
Whacks them on it.
Jeffrey Johnson, did you make it to the open air market? No, sir, I didn't. I was doing some work for Digital Sportsman down there, but I will tell you this: I stayed at the Baja Mar, the Grand Hyatt Baja Mar, and that was like as close to lifestyles of the rich and famous that I'll ever get to be. But we got to go to the island of Andros to fly fish for bonefish and meet Captain Prescott Smith, and that right there was worth the trip to me. Not the fishing, but just meeting that guy. And hopefully in the future I can bring you that story. But no, I didn't make it to the open air market. I stayed in the luxury hotel, and my wife partook of the beach and the heated pool and everything right there. So, but we had a great time. But maybe one day. I did not go swimming with the pigs. I let the other people on the boat do that. Farmer, what trailer are you using? Fast or slow? No super details. Give them the super details right there, man.
I have 3 trailers this time of year, and it's just depending on if I've had a bunch of warm days in a row, I'll go more aggressive, something like a Z crawl or a Zoom Z crawl or something like that. If I've had 3 or 4 warm days in a row and I want a lot of action to make those fish bite. But my go-to is the Gary Yamamoto double tail grub this time of year. Not too much action, but it still has enough action to draw them to it.
Yeah.
But if I'm dragging the jig and I'm having a lot of issues with fish following, I'll go to a chunk.
Chunk.
Okay, there you go. Josh Burris, I already know the answer to this question right here, but green pumpkin or black and blue jigs this time of year?
Lanier, Clearwater Lakes, Green Pumpkin, Wise, Dirty Water Lakes, black and blue.
Simple enough. But there are some guys I've talked to them that throw black and blue jigs on Lanier.
Well, they work on
They
Lanier.
do work.
Well, they work on Clearwater Lakes. I am one of those.
Confidence.
I like to match what I'm trying to fish.
Yeah,
And most of the crawfish around here are a green pumpkin hue.
right.
And something that I do and something other people might do is I went to Walmart and I bought me a crawfish trap. And if I go to the lake and I'm going to be there all day, I actually take it with me and throw it at a bridge that's got a lot of rock with a buoy or whatnot attached to it and bait. After I get done fishing, I'll come by and I'll see what the crawfish are colored like. Like right now, a bunch of the Chattahoochee craws, because it's cold, have more orange in their claws.
Again, you're super smart, dude. Old country boy way of figuring it out. He don't need y'all's daggum fishing reports. He's gonna go out and just catching the real stuff. Lipsticker says shad kill equals jerkbait. 100% right there. And was it you, Dave, that yelled jerkbait from the back there a second ago? Yeah, 100% right there. So, Fred Ashcraft, is Big Al going to chime in tonight for Father Time's lady from the 80s and all that? He may or may not. So, if not, we might figure one out on our own. So, Gatewood can host bigger tourneys if they open up the pavilion side, but of late they have not been willing to do that. And Tony don't want me to do any more jokes. So I'm gonna get you vapor locked. Yeah, we got to start off the year with a vapor lock. I'll try to come up with some crude, funny joke that'll
I
do
thought
it.
we were close there. For a
We
minute.
were close. We got to get him back in the form. We've been off a few weeks. What's up, Drew Patterson? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Michael Temples. Anyone dipping their jig trailers in the winter?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're doing it orange,
Orange.
not the chartreuse.
Well, no, you
Well,
can still do chartreuse, but
a lot of people do the orange.
if you're targeting straight crawfish, I like orange because that's one of them. I watched that video. I think I shared it with you. What fish can see their color? They can see. They don't have a blue cone in their eye.
Yeah.
So they actually can't see chartreuse.
Right.
It's
that's
white.
right. Yeah. It's just, it's a different hue.
Yeah. It's a different hue of white, but they can see red and oranges very well.
Yeah. I know that a lot of guys, when they're throwing a shaky head right now, will dip their tail in orange,
Mm-hmm.
just even on the shaky head and everything. So, Cody Campbell finally saw the notification. Better late than never. Hey, buddy, anytime you can join us is always a good time right there. So, Penn State's leading 10-0 right now. That was juicy too, right there. Pinto says about your stuff.
I love old Sal.
Oh, Sal, he's a good one. And dude, I'm gonna tell you what, I like that food you brought the last time you were here. All right, so let's pull up Temples again real quick right there. Are the fish's crushers red from the cooler water or from eating crawdads?
I've always been told, and I've always just went on that because
That
they're eating crawfish, like religiously eating crawfish, and their crushers and their lips are turning red from eating on that hard shell.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you eat Captain Crunch before the
Yeah,
juice
but
makes it soggy.
The reason I'm such a firm believer in that is because I've always been one. If I start seeing that red, I start throwing more crawfish style or colored stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And start catching more fish. And they all have the red, what I call the red lipstick.
Right. It makes sense to me. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do the question of the week right now.
You want to do it now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it now. And
All
so
right.
let's pull up Mr. Allen's company, Serve IT. Guys, if you have a company that is looking for a complete management of your IT, Serve IT is the company for you. And they rely heavily on outstanding customer service to get it done. And again, I say it all the time. I've went down there. I've seen their processes. I don't think you can find a more completely well-managed company to do your IT services. So definitely check out Serve IT. Go to serveit.com for that. And again, if you're in the, I would say you want to make a career change or you're in the IT industry, hey, go ahead, go online and go to their careers section and check them out, fill it out. I do know that I've talked to Alan the owner, and they're looking for you know, you don't have to have a college degree in it or anything like that. They're looking for people that are outgoing, number one, who really want to have, want to make customer service important. And they'll teach you all the stuff. They'll teach you what it takes to do that. But Serve IT, it's a great company in Allen. Brooks, I tell you what, I've never met him. He's as fine, upstanding guy as I know like that. So check him out. We appreciate him sponsoring our question of the week. And so you got how many answers?
2 answers. What's the prize?
I'm going to give them a Berkeley Stunner.
Okay.
And it's going to be a +1, 112 +1 Berkeley Stunner. Now, we'll continue the conversation as you guys are going in. Amen on the Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch will make you damn inside of your mouth just raw.
It's like eating fiberglass.
Yeah, but that stuff's addicting and it's good. It's like crack. Not that I've done crack.
I was going to say, is there another story behind that? We're going to get you.
I've done a lot of I've done a lot of things in my life that I have repented of. Bad stuff, but I ain't never done no crack.
Sound like you're backtracking a little bit.
Yeah, I am backtracking. I'm running from that. Well, there has been crack moments, but we ain't talking about that. So
Okay.
I'm trying, Kevin. I'm
I
going to
hear.
make this hard on you. All right, so 2 answers.
2 answers.
All right, so you do the question, and then Tony, you can go ahead and scroll on down so y'all can. Ain't nobody going to get this stuff,
Yes, they will.
huh?
Yes, they will.
Okay, maybe Kevin, because Kevin's watching.
Kevin, you're not allowed to win.
Kevin,
this
listen, lip sticker, you're not allowed to answer this question. And so the question tonight is about one of our fine sponsors, Lip Sticker Fishing. So you go ahead and then we'll continue the conversation while you guys are trying to figure this out.
All right. Tonight's question, starting on December 25th and ending on January 1st, which is 8 days. How many days did Kevin Underwood, Lip Sticker Fishing, fish, and what was his estimated total weight for those days? I'll read it again. Starting on December 25th and ending on January 1st, which is 8 days, how many days did Kevin Underwood, Lip Sticker Fishing, fish, and what was his estimated total weight for those days? Now, that could be by himself or with a guide party.
Kevin's page on Facebook's going to crash.
Uh,
They're going to have to look it up.
listen, I'm sitting here scratching my head and all that. Like, yeah, so you're going to have to go to Facebook. And so if you guys chime off for a little bit, we'll forgive you for that. And here comes the answers. Everybody's just throwing crap out too. 7 days for 141 pounds. Actually, that was my
close.
guess.
You had
But that's
144
not
pounds.
it, guys. So listen, what we're trying to do is get you to pay attention to our sponsors' pages. So every once in a while, we'll ask this question. So you guys got to figure out how many days did he fish on his Facebook? How many days on his Facebook did he post, right?
Yeah.
That's where you got the information. And then what was his total weight for those 3 days? Correct?
No.
Where the hell did I mess up?
You just told them the freaking answer.
Holy shit, I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so listen, I gave y'all half of
Oh,
it.
my God.
I'm
He
sorry.
might not have been paying attention.
Everybody tuned him out
listen,
looking at his Facebook
Listen,
page.
I ain't done a show in 3 weeks, guys. We ain't done a show since right after Christmas or right before Christmas? I'm out of practice.
You didn't have to tell a joke to
Okay,
vapor
so-
lock him. You vapor locked him, got him mad because he gave away the answer.
Michael Temples, I didn't hear it good. So my bad, guys. All right, so I'm not going to say it again, but you guys.
Kevin, I tried, buddy.
Hey, listen, they still got to go to his page and get his weights, right? Everybody's got us.
Well, I'm worried if you're going to give that. First of all, you're doing this. So we're talking about. Yeah, I'm looking at him, and then he's got to say it.
Why didn't you slap me? Huh? Why didn't you stop me?
You sure you're not on crack?
At this point, I might try it tonight before I go home. Get cracked out and snowed in.
Well, they're getting closer.
Yeah, Guy B, you and somebody else was pretty close. Whether Doug Phillips, well,
You don't want to tell him, do you?
We're hitting all around it.
you're hitting all. I ain't saying another word.
There you go, Doug. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Temple said, I swear I heard 144 pounds. Strike zone fishing, we can do that. We'll start talking about that. And we'll do on that. You guys keep watching Doc Holliday and all their answers right there. So in the second you find it, let it go. So
There we go.
who got it?
Anthony Hampton.
Anthony Hampton.
And
Okay.
now these answers came from Kevin.
Yeah,
This
this is
isn't
from his
something I
Facebook
looked
page.
up. This is from Kevin.
Okay. So Anthony Hampton won. It was 3 days of fishing, 62 pounds.
And he did fish Christmas Day and he did fish New Year's Day.
And he fished 3 days. I'm so sorry that I ruined your question. Huh?
I swear.
Can't have nothing good.
I'm telling you,
I try.
I come up with a good question. They can't AI, and he gives them half the answer.
I'm just trying to help out our
I
fellow
know.
man out there right there. So
You need to take another vacation.
Anthony, just in case I don't have your, and
I got his pink hat too, by the way. He won one other time.
Anthony did.
Yeah.
Should we just give you this too? Are you going to see him, or should I mail it to him?
Well, hell, that's the only way he'll probably contact me again is if you give it to me to give to him.
Anthony, I'm gonna give Father Time your prize right there. So pick it up from him right there. Saves me shipping. So appreciate you that. So look, you were nice to me. You saved me some shipping right there. Strike zone fishing. Here we go. Let's change gears. Live scope or no? Thoughts on MLF? Thoughts on bass? No co-anglers. Live scope. I don't care. I don't care. They can. He said, "Give it to you." There you go, Kevin.
I knew he would.
You just won you a Berkeley stunner. We at Fish North Georgia appreciate you and your continued support of the live well.
I'll see if I can get you good color, Anthony.
Yeah, you
No,
didn't
I'm
like that
just
color. So, anyway, okay, we can do it really quick. We'll do this because I don't want to really talk about live scope all that much. Tony,
Yes.
yes or no live scope in tournaments?
Yes.
Farmer. Hot damn, the suspense is killing us, man. Just answer the question.
No, I had to think about it.
I know. I could tell you were smoking at your ears.
No.
No,
I don't care.
I don't care either. I don't care. So we got two I don't cares, one yes, one no.
Let me explain, though.
No, God.
Well, only reason I said that is because I'm against it if you're going to watch TV, but for these guys to go out there and earn a living, how can you say no?
So yes to them actually fishing with it, no to watching them fish with
Yes.
it. Okay. All right. That's fair enough. You guys can pop it up there in the comment section. Live scope, yes or no, in professional tournament fishing. I don't care if people use it on their personal time and all that.
I mean, I use it, so it
is what it is.
Is
We
what
try
it
to
is.
use it.
Now,
I
what
wanna
I'm
change my
actually getting a lot better
What'd
at
you
it.
say, Tony?
I want to change my answer. I don't care if we do it or not, but I think the cat's out of the bag. I'm good with using it, but I don't care either way. I'm going to watch fishing.
You
no matter
can't
what.
change your answer. Tony, you can't do that.
Come on.
You're just trying to please everybody back there. You know you like it.
I love it. Yeah,
I got it right there. Shop Life says yes. I'll get to your question, Discover Bass, in a second. Co-anglers, you brought that up, Kevin, before the show.
I've been doing some reading on that, and I've got a ton of stuff here.
We'll read it.
But why were co-anglers allowed in the first place? What were the reasons they allowed co-anglers?
Hell, I don't know.
Well, think about it. Was it for them to learn?
Or money.
Well, it could have been either one. More to come in because they're not giving it all back.
Right.
We know that.
Okay.
So learn different techniques and seasonal patterns by fishing with a pro. Is that part of the learning process?
But I think by the
You
time
could be
you're
you could be an official and do that.
Was it to act? I mean, I wrote some stuff down. Was it to act like a supply chain so they had more co-anglers moving up into the
Co-anglers also
into the pro?
co-anglers
piece.
also put a whole different obstacle in the boat as well.
Was it to police the angler?
Could be, but it also puts another obstacle in the boat with you.
What's
Because
up?
now, if you're fishing a spot and you're fishing a certain way, the co-angler makes a noise that spooks the fish. Oh well, there you go. I've had that happen.
Well, I mean, they
have a co-angler in the boat.
well,
that doesn't
co-angler
know
can
any
cast
better
in front
and
of you or cast where you've been fishing on a
slams
fish too.
you.
And, there has to be communication. We understand that piece, but if you're the pro and you don't say anything about what you're going to be doing, and I'm in the back of the boat, what am I thinking? Fair game? Tell me what I'm supposed to do or not supposed to do. Tell me what you're going to be fishing, So I don't cross your lines.
I will tell you this. I am one of those. I will not backboat anybody, no matter how big the tournament. My biggest tournament's probably been like.
But you know that's not necessarily.
That's
true.
not everybody. But I fished a couple nationals, and I've got a co-angler twice, and fished a couple BFLs and everything. I'm not big name like a lot of guys that have co-anglers and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm not one of those. I can't backboat them and expect, because they paid their money just like I did.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't afford a boat.
Right.
So,
I struggle with that because most of the pros will tell you, or they'll tell you, even the announcer will tell you that these guys are doing this to make a living. You're here to learn.
mm-hmm.
I just think it's dumb.
What's dumb?
I just think if you're going to have two anglers in the boat, it ought to be a team trail.
Oh, I would agree with that. I'd like to see a pro and a co.
Oh,
Get teamed up.
I'm
I'd
saying
like
have
to
a
see
pro-am
that,
day or something like that. I don't know.
but as far as the co-angler thing side goes, I mean, yeah, it was there to be to learn. But if you want to learn from the best of the best, sign up to be a marshal, and you're in the boat and you get to learn while they're there. You're just there to police them, but you sit and watch.
Yeah.
That's what happens with forward-facing sonar.
Yeah.
You were watching.
I'm telling you, that day I was on the boat with Kevin Underwood, I didn't do nothing but stare at what he was doing with
But you know, now think about it. We've taken that angler off the back for any policing. So you're going to have the top pros with the media probably in the boat with them, and the rest of them are going to have to police themselves.
And we still have a marshal in the boat.
Yeah.
No,
And some of them.
not in the
not in the
opens.
opens.
Not in the opens.
Well, that's.
But-
I'm thinking the elites.
Yeah. But you know, the whole. I don't know.
I mean, it's.
I don't want to throw a
There's
bad
been
name
so
of cheating, but going on. But
it's gotten rampant. It really has. There's
it's
been
been
a
brought
lot
to
of
the
cheating
forefront.
and a lot of people throwing people under the bus because they're good and say they're cheating.
Yeah.
It's guys that have their name drugged through the mud because they're good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't agree with that.
Well, some of the rules, the interpretation sometimes too.
I mean, heck, I DQ'd.
Or
I
misinterpreted.
DQ'd myself from one tournament because I didn't put my life jacket on when I was running. Forgot to.
Yeah, but ain't
And
everybody like that.
And DQ'd myself.
Yeah, but ain't everybody like that.
There's a bunch of guys that are like that.
Yeah,
There was one guy that DQ'd himself from nationals last year.
well, it's good to hear that.
Well, there's
Okay.
a lot of guys that don't crank, put it on just to crank up and go across
No, I don't know why.
the cove,
And
something.
that's
That's
a
cheating.
DQ. That's a DQable offense. If you do not have your life vest on
Yeah.
and the big motor's running,
And
it's
kill switch
DQ.
hooked up.
It's DQ.
Sure. But here's the problem is in our social media atmosphere, context today and all that, it's like the news. You don't hear about the good things or the people that are honest to do that. You hear about people that are cheating, the train
I
wrecks.
mean-
And that's what gets all the clicks and the views,
I mean, you could be. I've found a couple fish baskets before. I have found them sitting out there fishing, full of fish,
I found one too.
full of bass, and a big tournament coming. I didn't sit there and be like, I'll sit on this thing and watch and see who it is. I sit there and dumped every fish out of it.
yeah. That's what
Because
get it.
I knew it was a fish basket that somebody, because it was in a pocket that had no docks,
Mhm.
had nothing around it, and it was buried in some laydowns.
Found one in a pocket.
Found one back in a pocket. I knew that's what it was for.
I've never found one.
And I just went,
I've got a
I'm not going to
picture
sit
of it.
here and watch and see who it is and waste another day coming out here just to see somebody fishes it gets it or not. I just took the basket and went.
Them old guys are probably
Dumped
flying to
everyone
that thing like, hey, we got 15 pounds to start off today. And they go there like, all right, boys, something's up.
Dumped every
Well,
one of them.
and then you got the polygraphs, and they're only as good as the administrator.
Yeah.
And what does inclusive mean?
And I thought it meant like room service.
The
and stuff.
interpretation. I mean, sometimes
I've always kind of questioned myself on that because I'd have felt bad if somebody was actually out there and they were keeping fish to eat later. Like I just dumped all it.
yeah.
But it was bass, and they were good ones. They were like 3.5, 4 pounders.
Yeah, we're giving your fingers a workout tonight, ain't we, Tony?
Hey, Yeah, it's all good.
You're doing fantastic.
My hands asleep.
I'm
It's
not
good.
even
It's
looking
all
at
right.
him. I'm,
Oh,
looking at you
I'm
two
watching
guys.
him trying to go camera to camera to camera to camera because we're all cutting
Quit
each other off.
jumping. Quit jumping.
But okay, but I mean, how about just a yes or no question? Let's say your upper level tournaments. We're not going to, you can say,
Okay. Well, that's what I was really talking
let's say
about.
BFL and up.
Okay.
Co-anglers, you think it's a good thing? You think it's not a good thing?
I think they ought to be allowed. I'd like to see them all the way up.
I'd like
Even in the elites.
Absolutely. Why not? If
well,
I'm going to pay for it, whatever price they want to charge, if I want to pay fish it, I'll pay for it.
How would you qualify?
Why is there a qualify?
So what you're saying is, if you got the money to pay to be a co-angler in the elite tournament,
just some
the-
Joe Blow off the street.
the
can go
co-angler is
fish.
just open entry to the first
That ain't
however
Well,
many.
you're not going to get enough people to qualify to do that.
I
That's
think
interesting
I think
concept.
there should be like a qualification as far as co-angler goes.
You can't get enough co-anglers now, and that's why that's part of the reason they're dropping it.
What would a co-angler cost on the elites? Like what
I
would the
have
entry
no
fee
idea.
be to that?
It's usually
Like on the elite level,
it's
though,
usually 70%
70% of the.
of the normal entry fee.
I
In
would,
a 4-day tournament, I get to fish 3. No, I want to fish all 4 days.
I
I'm
think
paying for it as a co-angler.
what's that there, Tony?
I think the problem was not enough co-anglers were showing up, and you had some pros that had them in the boat, some didn't. So
Yeah.
you had automatically an uneven field at that point. I think that's one of the reasons they dropped.
Well,
it.
that's why the BFL still does the. You have to have the co-angler sign with you,
Yep.
and
They call
if
it
they
something.
don't have enough co-anglers, this happened to me.
That's
is
the links everybody's asking
The
for and
links.
all that.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the links, and if you don't have enough co-anglers, then they combine a boater and a boater together, and somebody's out their boat.
Yep.
Because that happened to me.
That would suck. Well, okay. How about this though? Do you think it would bring? Let's just say the NPFL, since we were talking about them today, and they don't use forward-facing sonar, so that you still may get backboated a little bit like that. But if they opened it up to 118 people that could pay $2,000 a tournament, I think it would be okay if the co-anglers competed against the other co-anglers.
That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, not against the angler, against co-anglers.
Yeah.
See, that's the ABA's problem.
And that's what I was going to say. So that's the one thing with the ABA is that the co-angler competes against the boater.
anglers.
No, see,
Yeah, you
that's
can't do that.
But we don't ever have but I'm not fishing anymore, but they don't have enough co-anglers to be able to have a co-angler side.
Yeah, so they
The
have
most
to.
we ever got was like 6, and it was on the opening tournament on Lanier.
Right.
Other than that, it's 1.
1, 2 show up, and then one boat or 2 boats
well,
get.
because I'm fishing against somebody that I think may be out of my league. A lot of these guys, and we've talked about that, they don't want to fish against the pro. But if I'm fishing, but you're different.
I do. I want to go
You're
fish
made of
against the
different
ba-
cloth.
even if
But
I get my teeth
But
kicked
you know
in.
what I'm saying. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying on that.
Even
The
if I
reason
get my teeth kicked in, I want to say I went and competed against such and such. Even though I lost handily, I went and competed.
Why does the
Yeah, but you
ABA
wanna
do that?
from
then?
the- But do you want to do that from the back of the boat, though? Is the only question.
Ooh, Tony
Yeah.
threw a curveball at
Good
you,
one, Tony.
Farmer.
Good one, Tony.
He threw a curveball.
I don't know why I'm saying I've been in the back of the boat for the last 5 months. It doesn't bother me at all.
And I'm always in the back of the boat. It don't bother me. Well, let me ask you this. Take the NPFL's lineup right now as I got it as it sits. If you could link up with any angler, if you were allowed to do the link thing, kind of like in the BFL, who would you want to link up with and be a co-angler? Who would you want to be your boater? Hackney?
Hackney all day long.
Yeah,
Hack-
probably Hackney because he'd be fun to fish
Yes,
with.
sir.
Some of the other
Hackney,
guys are really serious. I think he
or
enjoys.
I would take Swindle. I couldn't fish in Swindle's boat because I'd be laughing the whole time.
Yeah,
But Swindle would probably be the other one, just because I based a lot of the way I fish around him.
or Hank Cherry too, for that fact.
Mhm.
Okay. Hey,
I mean,
what about
he-
you guys out there? If you could link up with one NPFL angler or elite angler, or anybody that you could be a co-angler with for a 4-day tournament, who would it be? So that'd
Yeah.
be pretty good.
Another thing too that bothered me is when you take the opens, if there's really no policing going on for whatever reason, and somebody is, I hate to use the word cheating, but let's say somebody's fudging on it.
Fudging.
Yeah, cheating. They're only going to take the top 10 to go to the elites, right?
Yeah, let's
And one tournament can mess up somebody's chance to get to the elites.
Oh yeah, the points race is everything in like the open.
One tournament.
Or you could have. We'll take a smaller trail.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Are you going to get?
Hey, Danny's vaping a lot.
We got another
I
vapor
don't want
lock here.
official swindle. He's fudging.
But
Sorry, guys.
I've lost my train of thought.
I'm just being silly. Out there was funny. I'm sorry. That's a Kevinism, fudging. That's the new
Fudging.
word. All right, there he is. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
And then you got the other thing is,
But if you're linking up with somebody and you know them, what's the odds they couldn't look the other way because they wanted to link up with a particular angler?
if it was ever found out, that's the only thing. That's another cheating piece there, though. But all right, in a tournament that's going to be fished and Farmer wins it and he gets polygraphed, what about the other 117 that we don't know anything about? Because there's nobody.
It's usually the top. It's usually like the top 5 or something like that get polygraphs.
Is it?
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. So if I know not to come in over in 10th place, I still get my points. And if I had a lot of top 10 to 20th place, I'd be in
Be
Angler of the
high up
Year,
there.
probably, wouldn't
Be
it?
high up in there, yeah.
I'm just saying there's so many avenues. Why did they take it away? I mean, look at the economic impact. All these co-anglers.
It makes sense why they took it away as far as they couldn't get enough co-anglers and it was an uneven field because then you gave the angler that didn't get a co-angler an advantage over the one that did.
You got to make sure that the field is full.
Yes.
If the field is full,
they used to fill all the time, but
Yeah. Well,
okay. So what is the reason why they're not?
Forward
now?
facing
that's what we're
sonar.
trying to find out.
That is
Forward
one
facing
drawback
sonar.
to forward facing sonar. What did you pull up? Is it you just put it up there? Scroll on down. We'll get everybody's comments, but scroll all the way down to the bottom there. I don't see your comment. Oh, Dave. Okay, here we go. Take the pro's weight and add it to the co-angler's 3 fish weight for the co-angler's day weight. Bass did that years ago, and there was much less issues between the boater and the co-angler. Just a thought.
I didn't know that, but that sounds pretty solid.
Hell yeah.
Just thinking about it.
Okay, but I get that. You catch your 3 fish and you get his weight.
Yeah.
Listen, there you go. So guys out there in the professional ranks right there, let's bring that back. Take the pro's weight and add it to the co-angler's 3 fish for the co-angler's day weight. So that would at least make that would allow the pro angler to do what he's got to do.
Mm-hmm.
You just try to catch your 3 and then you get his weight. So then at that way, the co-angler is not really complaining as much about being backboated.
It's still luck of the draw either way you look at it,
Mhm.
It depends on who you go with.
Okay.
as it is today.
All right. So go back up because I know we missed a bunch of comments right there with us talking like that. So we're about right there. Go on down. Yeah. So sorry, Discover Bass. We're getting back to you there. What do y'all do to efficiently find fish when these bass are literally blended to the bottom? Can't see them on graph, chirp, or live scope. I know a lot of guys, they approach it as they know they're there. And generally when you can get one to commit or bite, then all of a sudden your graph just blows up with them. I will say Jim Harmon, or Lanier Jim, or LJ, however you want to know him by, has been on and has talked about the ability to see on 2D sonar just a pixel. If there was a pixel between the bottom and what looks like a hump and all that, he would be able to tell you that's a fish. That's a fish. That's, and so 2D was the way he used them.
2D is better about picking fish off the bottom than forward facing sonar because they blend in with the ping of the forward facing sonar, the live image.
Right.
They kind of blend in. One big way that I have found is I approach it kind of like what you said is I know they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to figure out where they're at.
Right.
One of the big things a lot of people use with the forward facing sonar is the little minnow style bait. Just throw it out there and roll it back just far enough off the bottom that you can see it. And then you can see the fish come up off the bottom to investigate it. Then you know the fish are there. Then you can kind of switch gears and see if you can get them to bite. That goes back to the drag and the jig thing. If they're glued to the bottom and I'm dragging a jig, I'm dragging it right past their face. They're going to pick it up. Same thing with a worm, like a Nico or the Nico rig is Kevin's way of doing it. Shaky head's my way of doing it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's just
You're still basing it off of your assumption that those fish are there.
well,
Yeah,
I
mean,
hate to go off past
right.
because every day of fishing's different, but your areas, they're going to be there year after year after year in an area
In that area.
close
by.
or they should be.
They should be.
Yeah.
And in the past, it has always come to fruition that there's always some type of fish there. Might not be the size that you're looking for, but there's fish there.
Yeah.
There's a reason they're there.
Yeah.
Either it be a hard spot out there in the middle of the ditch, that there's a rock pile sitting out there, or a shell bar or something sitting out there that's got them congregated in that one area. There's something there that's got them there.
And those fish should be there year after year after year.
Year after year after year.
Yeah.
See, Lanier's a little different because Lanier has all the standing timber out past 40 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it a little more difficult. But there's always going to be, like Kevin says, there's always going to be that one tree that's not softwood like a pine tree or something. Like it's going to be a big oak, and you can tell it on forward facing. So it's the one that's got all the big arms and everything sticking off of it. That's hardwood. They're going to load on it more than they will the old pine trees, the old rotten pine trees down there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So hopefully that answered your question right there. So let's scroll on down and see if we can find another question or comment there. Hey, pull up John G real quick. My buddy over there. Yes, sir. I saw the 7.62 largemouth caught on Christmas Day, the Oconee River, 24.25 inches. So congratulations to you, dude. That's a Hoss fish, and I know you're proud of it right there. So I did see it. I saw it, and I'm a little bit jealous. Doc Holiday, how many people in electric tournaments? I'm fishing them. I fish them. I don't know if any of the other guys in here that fish them, but I do. So I fish electric bass open. So
He was asking this question.
how many electric tournaments? Oh, it did. Oh, okay. I just want to know. I would say about half the field now has it, utilizes it, and I would say that those that have got it figured out are always up in the money. There are a lot of guys that don't use it for whatever reason, and some of them still do pretty well like that. But I would say pretty much it's just like every other kind of tournament trail. You got those that got it and use it, and those that don't, and those that are against it. So. But there are no electric tournament trails that I know of in Georgia. I could be wrong, that have banned it. So pretty much everybody's got it. So let's see. BFL ruins it with their stupid linking process. Absolutely. I mean, again, I guess it's just depending on what you – but I guess when you link, you have control over who fishes with you. Right? You don't?
No.
Okay.
Even
The
if
link is
you
just-
link with a co-angler, you're not guaranteed to get them.
See, I don't
No,
fish BFLs. I
That's
did not
just
know that.
guaranteeing that they have enough co-anglers for the anglers.
Gotcha. See, I learned something that right there. TKR. Interpretation is one thing, but I think the ones who misinterpret the rules know the rules intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot more often. They know what the
Happens a
intent of
lot.
it is.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Lipsticker says, I still think the ABA Pro League is the better choice over the BFL.
Oh, I agree.
Mhm.
The ABA Pro League is legit.
Mm-hmm. So,
I would love to fish the ABA Pro League.
how much does it cost?
It's like $350.
$350 a tournament. That's what you fish now or last year?
I'd love to fish. There's another one that's 5,000 a tournament. Top 150.
I did not realize it.
One is 170. I think the top 150, 750 or
750 or 850.
I thought it was like what am
Farmer,
I thinking
you can
of?
afford that.
you get that number. That's not where else.
Go.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
Yeah, it
about.
might be. But I did not realize that the ABA had a pro league.
I wanted to fish it last year, but like I said, I'm out of tournaments until the kids grow up.
I know. You're such a good dad. You are. It's the right thing to do. Do it like the Alabama Bass Trail. Pair them together the whole tournament. Okay, that makes sense too. I like Anthony's here. I want the best of the best to show up and fish.
I thought the Alabama Bass
It's
Trail
team.
was a
It's
team trail.
It's a team trail.
Well, I think that might be what he's saying. They pair together like for all the tournaments.
Well, it's a team.
It's a team trail. Okay, that's it.
It's kind of like
Is Anthony
it's the
just
Georgia
talking about
Bass Trail is
pros?
a team trail.
Is Anthony just
Anthony
talking
talking about
about
the
the
pros.
pros?
I don't know, but I mean, I'm the same way with anything. I know I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but I like seeing what the guys that are
Well,
kicking my
like
butt bring
I
in.
said, I want to fish against the best of the best. If I ever had the chance to fish against, say a pro or multiple pros, yeah, I'll probably get my teeth kicked in. But I get to say to my little boy when he gets older, and if he gets into bass fishing, your daddy fished against so and so, so and so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I get it. So guys, so this is how far back we are on the comments. We're still talking about
come on,
who
Fred?
they'd
Cut
love
me
to do
some
that.
slack.
Patrick Walters, Jason Christie. What are you laughing at?
Fred Ashcross.
Likes the Fudge Factory. Yeah, you do. Patrick Walters, one of those guys that will whip your tail forward facing or not, or Watson. And let's see. So, I mean, there's just pull up strike zone right there. No, not that one. Going down two. I fish pro side now, but I fished bass as a co in Martin last year. Was first day one, second day in Taku's boat, and we were in 100 feet of water chasing individual fish, and I got 20th. Cost me $17K. Well, that's a sore butt going home. I'm sorry, Strike Zone, that happened to you right there. So but that is one of the disadvantages of getting that angler, because them Japanese, I guess,
Well,
fish a little
that's
different.
Usually when you're a co-angler and you fished all those tournaments and got a little bit of that experience, then you're saying if you're getting like you were treated there, I'm coming back next year and fishing again, but I'm going to fish the pro side.
Yeah,
I'm not going to fish the co-angler.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
That's a supply chain. They need that.
Yeah, they do need it. They do need it. I agree with you on that. Michael Temples. I promise you the BFL I fished on Lanier was tough because the boater unhooked his rear graph and used forward-facing sonar until he caught his 5.
There are people like that out there.
Or turn it off.
No, there's guys out there that don't want to see the co-anglers catch fish because they think their spot has only got their certain amount on there. And it's usually the guys that hole sit. It's usually guys that sit down and have one or two places that they hit all day, and that's it.
Right. I got you. Doc Holliday says he'd like to fish with Hank Cherry or Tommy Biffle. Good choices right there. And now we're back kind of on the we're just going full circle everywhere right now. It's great. So Kevin says, Lipsticker says, you can see them on live scope if you set it up right. And he's talking about fish on the bottom.
Well, he also has the I don't know if he's got Garmin or
he's got Garmin. I know he's Garmin.
He's got the LS34 or the
He
36 or whatever, 34. I've got the old 32. So it's not showing up as crisp as like the 34 is.
Right. If you drew Tommy Biffle or Patrick Walters, you'd have to wear short shorts. That's true. Patrick Walters is known for that, for them shorts like that. And then Tony Watt. Huh?
I fished with Tommy Biffle.
Well, how was that experience?
It was great.
You liked it?
I did.
That's good. That's a good thing to hear. Tony Watkins, how about a tournament with absolutely no electronics?
I'd fish it.
I think that'd be fun. And again, I'm not against live scope or nothing.
Well,
I think it'd be fun.
well,
Depends on the lake.
Yeah, I was going to say depends on the lake. If
I don't want to do it at Carter's.
If you put me on Wise,
right,
with no electronics, I won't be there. I'm scared to death.
Oh, because of driving.
Yeah, you have to have mapping for some lakes.
Yeah, I get that.
If you go to Lanier, there's a couple humps that are iffy, but they're marked pretty well.
Yeah. Nick Urbas fishing, and I hope I said that right, buddy, right there. So Urbas or however, Nick. It's really if you know your electronics and how you can adjust. And I think we're back to talking on his comment, fish on the bottom, right there. So appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's see, Farmer. Do you ever add weight to your crankbait to make it suspend better, or is that a myth?
I do.
Well, let's discuss.
They actually make little weights that can go
Suspend
on
dots.
Like
the
suspend
spin
dots?
dots, and I'll use it. Like one of my favorite crankbaits is just the old tried and true Rapala DT series, like a DT6, DT8. They're balsa wood baits. They've got high float. As soon as you stop them, they're coming to the surface.
Fast.
You can put suspend dots on the bottom of them, and when you kill it, instead of it coming straight up, it'll just the back end will rise up, which can trigger strikes, and you can keep it in the strike zone longer.
There you go. Some more of that farmer juice right there.
Yeah,
So
but I use suspend dots. I used to do the old way of doing it is drilling them out and
Put a little
putting
lead.
lead in it. But if you didn't do it right, you ruined that bait.
Yeah,
it won't
run
swim.
left
It
or
will
right.
it'll never swim right again. But
Makes
the suspend dots take a lot of the guesswork out.
So you're going to run deeper?
It'll run a little deeper, but crankbait fishing, it goes back to your gear and everything like that. Danny's been out there with me, has seen my setup, and the further you can cast, you can get a DT6 down to 10 foot.
yeah, you got to be able to cast it.
Or you can
Well,
do
distance is
the
everything on crankbait.
the old way of doing it. If I feel like I'm not getting deep enough, I'll actually get down on my knee and dive my rod tip into the water to where all that's above the water is my handle, and I'm reeling it down. Now I've got an extra 7 foot down there
Probably
with a
last.
smaller bait.
Yeah, but that's a pain in the ass to have to do.
I've caught some big ones.
I know you have, but tell me that was it's
Oh,
much-
it's a pain. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, your knees are hurting because up and down, up and down, up and down. But yeah.
hey,
Oh, we got a vapor lock going
listen,
on.
we got to keep that sound bite right there. At the end of the days, your knees are hurting because it's up, down, up, down, up, down.
I'm over here trying to keep up with you. I wasn't even listening to that part.
Oh, I listen. I got you.
Uh,
I'm so
But
sorry,
he,
guys.
well,
I love you, Farmer. You know
yeah, I
that.
know it. It definitely comes a time when you won't suspend dots on it, because if I'm reeling down there and they're eating it on the paws, or if they're eating it when it's sitting there for a long time, like a jerk bait, because a lot of times in the wintertime when you're using a jerk bait and you pause it and it can be sitting there for 30 minutes or 30 seconds. 30 minutes.
I was gonna say, damn, 30 minutes.
No,
That's some
30,
LA's
yeah.
suspend
That's a
dots.
suspend dot, yeah.
30 seconds. And then all of a sudden you see your line jump. It's the same thing with crankbait. You're down there cranking and then you kill it. Well, it's just sitting there. It might
Yeah.
have a slow rise to it, and you'll watch your line jump.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. All right, next one right there, Nick. Right there again. When they ban the minnow and jerkbait, how do you think guys will catch the single suspended fish?
Hey, Rig.
Hey, Rig. Okay, makes sense. You got to answer that, Kevin. You got
I think he's really referring to FFS again.
he is the forward
Yeah.
facing sonar. So let's just say
Well, you're not going to know that fish is out there.
No, if they're banning the minnow or the jerkbait that the guys are using to target those
Single
fish
fish. But how you
with
going to know
forward
to throw
facing
that?
sonar. Well, in the NPFL, you're not going to be able to.
right.
But the elites or your local
Do you think
tournament,
they would ban the minnow bait or
No.
jerkbait? Let's
No,
just say
but
if
if-
they did.
if-
Let's
if-
say they did. Let's say they did.
but if they
Hey,
did,
An A rig.
I think something more bait fish imitating
But wouldn't that be? I mean,
Then
if
I-
you're banning the
yeah.
minnow, what are you putting on the back of your A rig?
swim bait. It's not the minnow.
I get what you're saying. I get what. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get what
But
you're saying.
that or a some type of lightly weighted worm, or like a wacky rig.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That's I'm telling you, guys, do not
You
sleep
see what
on
you
a
started?
weightless wacky
You
rig.
see what you started?
Do not listen. Do
I've
not
run-
sleep on that. Throw it over a brush pile in 40 feet. Eat your Coke, drink your Coke, and eat your sandwich while it's getting down there.
Danny
They'll come up and get it.
and Dane Hunter will throw that thing more than anybody I've ever seen in the boat.
You know why? Because it takes the least amount of skill. Throw the wacky rig
Well,
out there.
Danny can skip a wacky rig.
Hell yeah, I can't skip nothing else, but I can skip that
He can
wacky rig.
skip a wacky rig.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
You know,
You
and
ring the
I hit
dinner
the
bell,
target.
too.
Yeah, that's what I say. I skip it where it's supposed to be about 10% of the time, but I can skip it. So there you go.
Don't ever let him borrow one of your spinning rods unless you want to look and go.
Yeah, because I'll turn it upside down. That's because his ass reels with the wrong handle. It's the wrong side.
I remember that story. I do.
I don't understand why. Okay, perfect example. We're on the boat Tuesday down there, and it's a deep sea guy, you know, like that. And he sees these. I don't even know what the hell name of the fish was. And he throws out a little piece, and he throws it, and he goes, "I'm gonna get my spinning rod." He throws out, and he hands it to me. The damn thing's on the left side again. Now I did reel it the right way, but still, I'm like, why is it automatically? Does a spinning reel have to have the handle on the left
It
side?
doesn't have to. You can change it, but
It don't make no sense because
most
uses a
people are
hand.
right-handed and they can control more with their right hand, so they control the rod with their right hand.
It's beyond my
Well,
comprehension.
My
You
bait
guys that do
cast
it
is
with
on the
left
right, but the
Why?
reel handle on the spinning reel's on the left.
Why?
Because that's the way I learned.
Well,
That's the way I learned.
Okay, but
I know you can switch the handles.
I
I
know
just
you
don't
can.
feel right.
You used to not be able to switch the handles on the spinner rod.
you used to not be able to switch the handles. Well, I guess I grew up throwing everything my dad had was right-handed.
That's
So
because
spinning
it's
reel?
Zebco 33.
Damn Zebco. Okay. Do they make a left-handed Zebco 33?
No, they do not. Not that I've ever seen.
I ain't never seen
And probably
one.
more fish has been caught on a Zebco 33 than
I
any
would
other
agree
reel.
with that.
Mhm.
And they're right-handed, and you reel them with your right hand. That's what I'm gonna stick with. Everything should be right-handed.
We'll get you a Zebco then.
I got plenty of them.
I'm-
Hell yeah, I got.
Can't,
my
you won't be able to skip or crap for the Zebco.
Yeah, well, that's right. But
I hang up about halfway through.
But his
the skip.
accuracy will be the same still.
my accuracy. Listen, I mean, hell, if I was throwing straight at the camera right here, I'd probably hit Tony over there in the daggum thing, no matter what I'm doing right there. So,
I gotta take Danny back out on a skipping trip.
yeah, we do. Brittany Fowler again. How can you say you're fishing against the? Oh, well, there we go. Okay, how can you say you're fishing against the best of the best if you're limiting it?
How are we limiting it?
Hell, he probably typed that 10 minutes ago. And so I don't even remember what we were talking about 5 minutes ago. But I guess when you always say, hey, you want to fish against the best of the best.
Yes.
But I don't know. Maybe, hey, explain that comment again there so we can get some context to it right there. So let's see. Go to Shop Life. The MLF rules is the equivalent to the kid in school that would keep changing the rules until they thought they had a shot at winning. Because I guess the way that everything's gone back and forth, they're kind of, you get to do this, not this now.
I guess. MLF can't make their mind up.
That's what we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
We did talk about that. They can't.
And
that's why you like-
That's good news. That's why I
Yeah,
went
and
with
that's
the
why you like
NPFL.
the NPFL. Because
See, I keep waiting on a lot of the MLF guys to move too, like your big name MLF guys.
you know, I got to do a better job in 25 of learning the MLF guys.
A lot of the MLF guys were the old, the originals that used to fish the elites.
Because
They
I'll be
moved
honest
over.
with you, I follow the NPFL. I follow the elites. I don't follow MLF near as much. Maybe I need to, but I'm just learning the elites.
I like watching the MLF format just because it's more action packed than say the elite side
Yeah,
because it's every fish counts
right.
and you can actually learn a lot by watching them because they go through what they go through on a day
So you
trying
think
to figure it out.
you think that's a better visual experience?
Yeah,
for you?
for an angler that's trying to learn.
I got you right there.
So do you guys think that MLF is changing the rules because of trying to figure out what catch fish, people that can or can't, whatever? Or do you think they're trying to see what the audience wants to see, like 5 fish versus every fish?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's all a business.
I think the MLF's gearing towards their audience more than their anglers.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking
it's a
too.
business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they got to make money and they got to get viewers and all that, and that attracts sponsors. So, Farmer, you ready for this storm tomorrow? For those of you that don't know, Farmer is one of our local EMC employees. He's got the Amicalola hat on right now, and I got his phone number. And every time our power goes out, my wife goes, call your buddy and see what's going on. Like Farmers can magically, just from wherever he's at, just stop what the hell he's doing and go turn our power back
Well, he's
on.
wearing a hat because they think he's at work.
They think he's in work. No, he's an 8 to 5 guy now. He done got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes that. That's why he's here tonight. So, but seriously, guys, keep in mind, this is Georgia. And I know all you Yankees, and I shouldn't say Yankees. I had a guy fuss at me for that, and I apologize right there. All you people that live north of Georgia, please understand we don't deal with this crap very well. And so stay off the roads. Have you some coffee, whatever your beverage of choice is, and stay off the roads.
And be
safe.
The last we saw was about right under a quarter inch of ice with 5 to 7 inches of snow.
Yeah,
is what we've got last as far as like our weather prediction and everything
at your place.
for the power companies and stuff like that.
So do you get that from the National Weather Service?
Mm-hmm.
So the National Weather Service up here expects 5 to 7.
5 to 7 in our area with like right under a quarter inch of ice.
And quarter inch of ice is doable.
Quarter inch of ice, limbs start breaking. Maybe minuscule power outages, but it gets much bigger than that. Then it starts, major power outages.
And so with that too, if your power's out, understand these guys can't just rush out in an ice storm and get you fixed. They'll do the best they can, but you guys can be limited to where you can go and where you can't go with those trucks and stuff too. You might have to sit for a couple of days. Hopefully, we won't get that.
Yeah,
we'll just get the snow.
I hope we just get the powdery stuff.
Yeah. Let's say we got some crankbait comments right there. Go and scroll on down there because I know I'm missing some. We're fishing tomorrow. Who's going to be going to the lake in the winter storm?
I'll be working.
Not
Kevin.
Me. I'm taking the computer home and doing some social media stuff. Kevin, you gonna be out building your snowman?
Nope.
Huh? What's your snow day plans?
I'm probably just gonna sit in front of the TV or my laptop or something.
You're gonna be watching like Instagram reels and stuff like that.
I just go back and watch fishing videos a lot of times
and get your damn questions for the week like that. Like watch a video from '76.
Ooh, there's a good question.
Well, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's what he does. And my notes update on my phone. Kevin edited.
How does that do that?
I have no idea.
Because I added this thing here that I made notes on.
Yeah.
You shared your notes with him one time. And once you share your notes with him, anytime
how do I stop that?
You there's some way you can go in there and get rid of it.
I find it enjoyable.
Yeah, but I do it late at night and everything else.
I'll be sitting on a pot. Just minding my own business. Also, my phone goes ding. Kevin edited. It says Kevin edited question of the week. Yeah, I get all like, I know what you're doing, big dog. I got eyes on you.
My wife says, "What are you doing over there?" I says, "I'm getting a question for the week."
Hey, listen, I love it. And all you guys saying left-handed reel handle goes on. No, it does not. Go ahead and scroll on down. See, because I know we are way behind tonight. John Lawson wants to know dots in front of the treble or behind on a crankbait, your suspend dots.
I usually put one in the front of the front treble and one behind if I have to, but it's usually there's a sweet spot right there around the front treble.
You don't use the strips, use the dots.
The dots.
Okay.
I don't use the strips. If it's a strip, it's between them.
Yeah.
But if it's the dot, if
Tony.
it's the dots, depending on the float of the crankbait, like a square bill that's got a high float. If you want it to stay down, you got to put 2 on it.
Yeah. So Temple says it's changed to 1 to 3 with some ice. And I know a lot of news reports are saying that and stuff like that, but y'all get it directly from the National Weather Service, all the EMCs.
The Weather Channel itself that you're seeing on TV just is continually changing it, trying to keep it as accurate as they can. But we're going to go with the last one we got.
And just hope we get 1 to 3.
And hope we get 1 to 3.
Yeah, so like
that's
that.
the only business I know that's right 50% of the time, and we still follow them
religiously. Do you know how many people have checked out weather pages this week and all that?
I'm telling you.
I need a Weather Channel sponsorship or something like that. Notre Dame's quarterback came back after halftime. And they tied it up at 10. So there you go. They got a ball game. All right, let's see. Dave Alder said that there too. Okay.
Thank you, Dave.
Let's see. Keep on scrolling, or we down there. All right, so there we go. So if you guys got comments now, we can keep up with it and all that. If you were going out tomorrow, and let's just say it's just snow, and you get on Allatoona, Lanier, one of these lakes, what are you going to be throwing to start off the day with? Let's say you get on the water about 9:00.
Crankbait.
You gonna start off with a crankbait and hit the rocks.
I'm starting cranking.
How long are you gonna stay with that pattern? And now it could be great all day, but let's say it's not. What are you going to next?
Then I'll slow down and either drag a jig or a Kitek.
Okay, drag it, jig it. What about you, Tony?
Well, I've been stuck on this minnow bite here lately, so I'm going to go out and just start trying to scope out. And
He has done that. He is.
He give up on the spoon.
well, the spoon kind of stopped over at Wedowee, so I went with the.
Yeah, put that camera on your beautiful face.
The spoon kind of slowed down a little bit. So
Hold on a second. You know who the hell he looks like? Look right there. You ever seen Crowder? You know who Crowder is?
Mhm.
You know who Crowder is?
no,
Looks like Jeremiah Johnson to me.
No, like Crowder. You know who Crowder is? The Christian singer Crowder.
oh no.
Oh no, listen. I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go see him in concert, and I've seen Van Halen and all them, you know how I love that stuff. David Crowder puts on one of the best concerts you'll ever go to. It ain't your typical. I mean, the man can jam out. Google David. I'll show you a picture of him when we get done.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, the spoon bite was going good for a minute, and then I went to started fishing with the minnow, just trying to learn it. So now I'm stuck. When I go out there, I'm just trying to perfect that a little bit more. So
I got that.
That's
What
what I'm
about you? Strike Zone says crankbait in the rocks.
If I was going out tomorrow, I'm not. Tomorrow.
Hold on, say that again. If I'm going out tomorrow, I'm not.
I'm not going out
Drop-
tomorrow.
I get that.
His old bones don't like it cold.
My-
They don't. I'm telling you.
So Nick Herbert's
You
fish.
guys make fun. Wait till you get to be 72 and then come talk to me.
Listen, I hope I make 72. I've been rode hard and put up wet quite a few times. I don't know if I'm gonna make it that, but if I do, so how old are you? 72 now, right? And I'm 52, so you're 20. So when I'm 72, you're gonna be 92 because you got that cockroach gene.
I never thought 10 years could make a big difference, but damn, it hurts now. You fish all day. You get when you ride home 2 hours, you get out of the car, you fall down. You do.
Yeah, if
Tell
I
me
could-
about love making at 72.
It's great.
Yeah,
I hope so.
It's great.
Because
If
hell,
I
it hurts.
would-
I pull my hamstrings every damn time. Right now, I'm 52.
You're doing it wrong.
I know it. Give me some pointers.
We'll have to talk about it.
We'll talk about it after
Yeah.
the show.
If Farmer's got it up.
Yeah, farmer.
Up, down, up, down.
Up, down, up, down. His knees are sore. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a while. You're almost vapor locked right there.
We got him.
We have our first vapor lock of 2025. Was you visualizing that when you were saying that too? Farmer's wife is not going to be happy.
No.
Hey, have 911 on standby. Okay, because I'm not. I love the man, but I'm not kissing his lips. I'm jumping down on your chest, but mouth to mouth, we got problems.
We do.
Listen, you're just gonna go see your maker.
Just
at
let
that
me
point.
die.
I'll let you die. I'm not kissing you. I have a feeling you pull that crap on like the Sandlot and give me like I got to do that, and you stick your tongue in my mouth or something.
No.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
What a rabbit hole.
Well, hell, you're the one that. Well, I shouldn't have asked that. I should have said nothing about love making at 72. That's my fault. I'm sorry for that. Lord, forgive me and the pygmies and all that stuff. Whatever
Bless
you
all
say.
the pygmies.
Bless all the pygmies. Where the hell are the pygmies at anyway? I don't even know where they're at. They're on the end of my line. That's all I end up catching. Go up there. There was one. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going. Nick Urbich. He's heading to Jockasee. So minnow and jigging spoon for some bites like that. Where's Jockasee at?
I don't know. I ain't got a clue where that's at.
Anybody know where Jockasee's at?
No idea.
Am I even pronouncing that right? It looks like some
It's
Indian name, and I don't
it
know.
sounds like some kind of Florida lake name.
But he's headed up to.
No,
Maybe in
just
Florida.
as I think it's South Georgia, isn't it?
Oh,
I don't know. I never heard of it. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know where it's at. So
well, heck, I say I'm going up to Oconee, and it's down.
it is down. Yeah, you're right. You're right there. So Brittany says I can't fish tomorrow. I'm prepping 400 plus jerk baits now. 400 jerk baits? Sound like somebody got a problem.
That's all the tackle boxes.
Mhm.
Will you keep all them on your boat?
That's a lot of trouble.
Good Lord, 400 jerk baits. Okay, man. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes back to that question: is if we get to go fishing tomorrow, I can't go to fishing tomorrow. If I did, I get fired.
Yeah, you would get fired. I got you right there. So they're catching monster bags on tuna, chasing big spots. They're chasing big spots. Yeah. So I mean, it's there. Tuna's coming a long way.
It's come a
getting
long
there.
way
It's
from
coming a
what
long
it used
way.
to be.
And so we got to see on the water with the rod and Jesus says Joe Cassie. I think that's who he would like to fish with, or is that who
No, it's
he
who
looks
he
like?
looks like.
Who's Joe Cassie or Joe Casey? Brian Justice said the same thing. And Jockey's above South Carolina. Tyler F says South Carolina. But look up David Crowder, though. And one said David Portney. That's that Barstool Sports guy.
Go back down. Or go back up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
Keep going.
You talking about the one that says, I agree with Father Time?
No, one about fishing and Kevin's not taking his boat out in the snow. I fished a tournament, HD Marine, on Lake West Point one year where it snowed so bad you couldn't see any rods on the boat. You couldn't even see the drive. That's how bad it was snowing on West Point. So those guys that do go out in the snow and fish,
Oh, yeah.
more power to them. I don't know how
Did
they
you catch any fish that day?
Hell no, I was so damn cold. I couldn't even cast a bait caster.
One of my
I
favorite
bet.
days I ever had on Notley. It
I've ever
snowed.
been.
Well, there's a difference in flurries and light snow, and then
Well,
that
you get
daggone
too.
heavy
Hey,
wind
I'm
snow and all that.
I'm a firm believer. If you get too much snow, it throws the pH of the water off.
Oh
and the
God!
fish-
Don't
and
bring
the-
science
we
into
and the
this.
fish
We
quit
rode from
biting.
Southern Harbor. You know where that's at? 'Cause you were on West Point, all the way up to the end of
I'm
Yellow
a firm
Jacket.
believer in that.
And coming back, I bet it took us 3 hours to get back because we couldn't even see.
Yeah. Do you got a helmet, like a motorcycle helmet for a cold?
No, I wish I did at time, but no, I don't have one.
I can't remember if it was my cousin or Ryan or somebody. We was fishing. It was sleeting.
I had one
and
of
I
those
didn't
things
want-
that go around your face like
I
this.
didn't have nothing.
You
and-
still can't see.
You're flying 50, 60 miles an hour through a sleet. That crap hurts.
Oh yeah.
It's just like it was awful. All right, scrolling down. Let's see if we missed anybody because we're getting closer to the end of the evening right there. Painting them.
It's
Okay.
above Kiwi.
I got you. So okay, it's above Kiwi right there. Let's see. Best cranking rod. Come on, Farmer.
The tournament legend glass from St. Croix. Or hands down the best cranking rod.
What about you, Tony? You got a favorite cranking rod?
I'm still picking stuff out.
So
I'm currently
figuring it
using
out?
a Ducket, but I'm slowly switching over to the Falcon. So
Okay.
picking one out.
Falcon's a good one. I've got a Falcon that
Damn you,
that's
Dave.
that's the one I speed crank with.
Oh.
Mine's the one I got a crankbait tied on to.
Huh? What'd you-
Mine's the one that's got a crankbait.
That's got a
tied to
crankbait,
it.
so you don't have a favorite one?
Hell no. Whatever I can throw, I'm throwing.
Okay. Hey, listen.
I couldn't name 3 rods that I own right now other than Bass Pro Shop rods. The red ones, the platinum.
I can name my rods, but I don't know that I'm always using them for the right application.
I know those tournament legends that I fish. Everybody that's ever been in the boat with me that I've handed that rod over to and let them throw it and fish with it,
Yeah.
have went and bought like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay, yes, good. I Alpha Angler Rebound. I do tell you, I do have the new or the newer whatever Spro rock crawler rod,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be throwing it, and so I'll be able to report back on that to you guys right there. So, all right, I tell you what. So we're about an hour 55 in, and I think this is a good time because Kevin's got to get home before it snows, and Jonathan's got to get home and work on his knees a little bit, and.
I have to go home and go to bed because I'll be awake keeping your lights on.
I hope you do a damn good job. You remember 5583 Tower right there, or whatever zone we're in, like that. So, Kirk Allen Outdoor Adventures, new sub. Hey, buddy, appreciate you. We just have a good time with this. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We just try to talk about average, everyday stuff the guys like to fish and try to get some juice out of the.
Too seriously?
Yeah, we don't take.
Not at all.
We've covered fishing. We've covered the NPFL, the elites, forward facing sonar, love making at 72, fudging, and whatever.
Whoa, you might want to put that in a different side. You know, you can't do love making at 72 and fudging. It's like,
Do you? Hey, but listen, Tone. Hey, do you realize they both came out of the 72-year-old's mouth?
I know.
So I mean,
Give us
Kevin's on a roll tonight like
There's
that,
some space.
huh? Strike Zone likes a duck and KVD cranking stick and all that. So we're gonna wrap it up. So a couple things for you guys. Zone off. Remember, next Tuesday night, 9:30. Season 2, the Real American Road Trip comes on Waypoint TV. First episode will be in Michigan, and if you watch it, you're gonna get to see me actually puke on a boat. I catch some great fish, but you're gonna see me getting a little seasick. Lake Michigan gets rough when the winds kick up, but we had a great time. And you can go back. Actually, what you can do is watch this show till 10 because we'll have a live well next Tuesday night, and then you can go to Waypoint and then pull it up and watch it like that because they'll do that. But Tuesday nights this season at 9:30 for 12 straight weeks right there. So we would love for you guys to watch that. Also, again, seriously, if you're going out this weekend, if you're one of those that want to get out there, be safe. I don't want to be reading about you in the newspaper or seeing you on the news like that. And enjoy the snow. You guys down south, hey, enjoy the rain. And we appreciate every one of you guys being here on the first episode of the Live Well for 25. Got a lot of great stuff coming, and we're going to have fun with it this year. So we appreciate all you guys. Appreciate the subs. If you're not subbed, go ahead and hit that there. Hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell and follow Fish North Georgia on all our social media platforms. So, again, Tony, thank you for your finger work tonight. Farmer for dropping the
Here
juice.
we go.
Damn, Kevin. I'm trying to end the show. Fudging, finger working knees.
It was Farmer.
Guys, we love y'all on Live Well. You guys have a great weekend. We're going to go fudging.
No, we're not.
We're going to go fudging, fingering, and love making for the next couple of days. We'll report back to you next Tuesday night. See you.
You ain't right.